This training details conducting roundabout analysis using the highway capacity software. HCS can be used to evaluate roundabouts with 1 or 2 approach lanes plus 1 bypass lane and 1 or 2 circulating lanes. This video will detail creating a new analysis, analysis inputs, and results and reporting within HCS. It is important to note that this training was created with HCS 7. For this training, video analysis for a sample roundabout will be conducted. The sample roundabout has 2 entering and exiting lanes on the north and south legs, 1 entering and exiting lane on the west leg, and 2 entering and 1 exiting lane on the east leg. After opening HCS, click the Roundabouts header to open the Roundabouts module. Then this screen will open. Under the Start header, click on New File. This process may also be used to open recent files, which will be listed under the Recent header, or open other files by clicking on Open File under the Start header. The project file will open to General tab. Under the Project Properties, the analyst should enter the information for the study. There are no prescribed guidelines on how the project properties information is populated. However, it is encouraged to be as descriptive as possible, especially in the analysis year and the time period analyzed. In this example, the time period analyzed includes both the peak hour as well as the scenario, which in this case is no build. Proper labeling is especially helpful when multiple alternatives and analysis years are being evaluated. The intersection name and road names are entered into the corresponding input boxes. The existing peak hour factor for the intersection should be entered in the peak hour factor box. If the existing peak hour factor is unknown, a default peak hour factor of 0.92 should be used. Refer to section 5.2 for more information on peak hour factors. The first step under the geometry heading involves setting the lane configurations. Lane use arrows can be toggled using the gray buttons around the edge of the roundabout schematic figure. Lanes need to be set by approach. The yellow and green right turn arrows are used to designate right turn bypass lanes as yielding in yellow or non-yielding in green. The conflicting lanes on entry and conflicting lanes on bypass exit are entered for each approach. The conflicting lanes on entry is the number of lanes in the roundabout that pass directly in front of the entering vehicles. For the same roundabout, the eastbound and westbound approaches have 2 conflicting lanes on entry, and the northbound and southbound approaches have 1. The conflicting lanes on bypass exit are the number of lanes that pass in front of the yielding bypass lane. Because the sample roundabout does not have bypass lanes, all conflicting lanes on bypass exit are 0. The hourly demand for the PM peak hour should be entered by movement. These values represent the hourly volume for the peak hour. As a reminder, the program employs the peak hour factor to adjust the total 60-minute demand volume to an equivalent hourly volume for the peak 15-minute period. The heavy vehicle percentage should be entered based on calculated values from the existing traffic counts. Heavy vehicle percentages should be entered by approach, not individual movement. For more information, see section 5.5 in the OATS manual. For approaches with 2 through lanes, the percent of entry vehicles used in the left lane must be entered based on traffic count observations. Refer to section 5.6 for information regarding lane utilization measurements and inputs. Pedestrian counts should only be included in the analysis if the study location is in an area with a lot of pedestrian traffic. Examples may be in central business districts or around college campuses. In the case of the sample project, the default of 0 pedestrians per hour will be used for this analysis. The methodology computes control delay and LOS for each entering lane, as well as a weighted average control delay and LOS for each approach and the roundabout as a whole. The method also computes a 95th percentile Q for each entering lane. The Report tab generates a formatted report for the roundabout analysis results.